Guys, we're here at my brother's shop to dyno my C7 ZR1 that I picked up from Killer Performance. They did a complete build on this thing, and we're about to go over that in just a second, but we got the GM HP tuner specialist here, Matt Sanford. You wanna come over here and introduce yourself? This is Matt. He is the GOAT when it comes to tuning GM stuff, right? You've been doing my brother's stuff for years, so glad to have you here, man. We've been talking about doing this car for a while, and I think it's time to get her dialed in on some Florida air and Florida fuel and see what kind of power it can make.
Sounds good to me.
Any guesses?
No. I mean, honestly, as fast as it goes in the quarter, I would say it's at least 1,000 on this dyno.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So this car, when I picked it up from Justin Keith at Killer Performance, he's did a lot of work to this thing. He picked it up almost brand new. He did a ported blower. He did a larger throttle body, cam. He did head work. He did remove the variable valve timing, I believe. We put it on flex fuel. So it's on E85, and then it has a Cortez ice tank in the back. So as soon as we get it strapped down here, he's got some bugs to wire out. I do have a check engine light. We gotta look into that. Okay, cool. And then, you know what's been driving me nuts is my tire pressure lights on.
I can't help you there.
Dang it, dude. I was hoping you could turn that off. These wheels and tires don't have the tire pressure sensors in them, but we do have Mickey Thompson skinnies up front. We got the slicks on the back with bead locks, and it's time to see how much power this thing can put down. So this car has been at 901 at about 155 in the quarter. It's never broken in an 8, but I'm hoping after today, we'll be able to make that happen, although it's been really warming up and getting really wet here. So we got a lot of water in the air, which is not good for performance. So if we can't break it this summer, then I'm sure we could do it in the fall or next winter when it cools off a little bit. But like I said earlier, I'm just excited to get this thing dialed in, you know, now that we have it in our hands down here in Florida. It's not as exciting with the blower lid on there.
Why did you put it back on?
You know, I was torn. As a car guy, I want the blower lid to be off, but then everyone, like a lot of my friends and I don't know, people are like, put it on, it looks cooler. I'm like kind of torn. I take it off half the time, I leave it on half the time. You guys let me know what I should do with it. So since this car is running the stock computer, we're using an HP Tuners MPV, what is it, 3?
MPV i3, yep.
MPV, this is the top dog for getting this car.
That's all we need.
Sick. Sam, any estimates here on what this car is gonna do on this dyno?
This weather, the air and all, and what you tell me you got done to it, you got the right got in there, but probably in the, you kill me for saying it, about a 993.
993.
Yeah. These
guys have their dyno system dialed in. Everyone's hands-on. They get a car strapped down in 4 minutes. That's awesome. 8%? So what, you're shooting for 1,100 then? Is that why you're hoping it is?
It's spraying meth too.
Yeah, I do have meth on it, yep. Oh yeah, it does have methanol injection.
Do you have a laptop?
I don't, not with me.
Well, what about for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'd like for you to data log it going down the track, and we can make changes and go faster.
Yeah, just walk me through how to do it, and I can do that.
How many dynos are trying to break this one?
Did I break yours too?
No,
they haven't seen this. They haven't seen this video yet, dude. Waiting on that dyno video.
They just got it fixed, so today hopefully.
Oh, they did. Okay, cool.
Yeah. What's going on? Trying to make 1,500 horsepower or what?
Dude, I don't know. Any guesses? Justin Keith made 1050 on it in Missouri, so, and I haven't changed it. Literally anything.
In the winter?
Probably drier air, right?
It's not.
It's not dry.
This is not horsepower weather.
No, it's not.
It's a 980.
See, Sam said 993, but then we can't use 1,000 horsepower in our title anymore.
Well, now
you gotta drop the W. Just put HP.
You're gonna get it, or
you just drop the W and you're good, like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Horsepower and wheel horsepower.
That is true. That is true. Then we could do like what, 1,300 HP.
yeah.
Since it's crank horsepower. Everything off on the dyno.
Before every pull, you just got to make sure like traction's off, stability's off, like all that stuff.
You want to ghetto spray it a little bit?
I can. If it doesn't make 1,000, we can fog
A little
it. Yeah. PDS blower like this will pick up shit ton.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. You know what we really need to do is a video, and you guys need to let me know if you want to see this, but I can get medical grade nitrous with my dental license.
I will put money on it that it makes more power.
You think like 10 to 15% more? Probably?
Probably 10% more.
I think it'd be cool.
So the difference between the two is there's 0 sulfur in medical grade. So it's pure nitrous oxide.
But who has a nitrous car we can do that with?
I mean, I do.
Perfect.
I mean, really though, you can do it if you wanted to do like a true test. You just take a stock powered car,
Yeah, true.
spray it with 50 horsepower of performance nitrous, and then 50 horsepower worth of medical grade.
What do you think,
Super
Matt? If
difference.
I got a tank of medical grade nitrous, we did a comparison between the two.
What's the worst thing that hurts?
Nothing.
Not do it on the ZR1 though.
No, not on this car, but maybe like, I don't know, my pickup truck or something.
Oh, your Raptor?
Yeah. No? Like a 50 shot?
What's your wife drive?
She drives a Cayenne. Probably wouldn't be good for that.
That'd be perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Is it turbo?
No, I don't think so.
See, it needs a little extra performance.
Put a 50 shot a night on my wife's
Well, no.
Cayenne.
I mean, we could really do like 150, and then don't tell her that you did it. Like leave it on there.
I don't think she's ever had that car wide open throttle. She's not a. She likes to drive very, very slow. We actually got chirped by a state trooper last night on the way home from our anniversary dinner because. No, I was driving this thing and the state trooper was next to me and I kind of like blipped the throttle and he like immediately pulled behind me and was like, "How, I can't believe you try and rev your engine with a state trooper next to you. Like, welcome to Florida." Because I have temp Oklahoma tags on this thing. She was bugging. Anytime she sees a police officer, she's like, "Oh." I'm like, "You're not doing anything wrong." So you guys, these HP tuners, what's cool about these is like, let's say your wife's driving a Tahoe and you want to put a cold air intake on it, maybe cam, maybe some other goodies, but it's running like crap and she's got check engine lights on, then you'd buy her one of these, hook it up to your laptop, you could diagnose the problems with it, and then you can also have somebody like Matt jump in and get it dialed in for you so that it's running right and it's running strong, maybe even get some fuel efficiency out of it and power. So that's why we use HP tuners, especially on these newer GM cars, is that it's pretty plug and play.
Do you think that's going to stay? Because I mean, it's about to see a lot of force.
I mean, I'll just stand here and hold it.
I just don't want it tearing up the tip. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'll tighten this down. I'm ready to rip. with 670 foot-pounds of torque. That's a pretty solid graph there.
The torque is going to be wrong. Hold on.
All right, so 920 horsepower on our first pull. Guess we can't put 1,000 horsepower in our titles anymore, huh?
So I don't know on this one, but on a traditional C7, there's an oil pressure control valve that we can unplug, and I can delete those codes, and it forces the engine to make max oil pressure.
Yeah.
I think it's just not shifting over like it's supposed to, because they actually select from like a low oil pressure to high oil pressure.
Right, right.
And I think it's not moving like it's supposed to.
Got it.
So we need to do some digging on that real quick.
Okay. Where's that at? Near the oil pump down low?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll have to like look it up for this specific car. I've never done one of those.
That's going to be more accurate. He had the wrong gear in it. His engine bit. So your torque is going to change. The horsepower is the same.
Horsepower is what? 918. Torque is at?
918 horsepower, 852 foot-pounds of torque.
All right, but I like that graph. Spikes high and rides out. It's not like a...
This is why your car is so much faster than mine. Mine looks like this, and yours starts here.
Yeah.
Like, I need to shift the graph left on mine. Yours is all the way left. Your power is all the way, and you have so many gears.
I know. Staying right there.
Right here. It's burr, 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 so it's...
And you don't lose that momentum, changing gears, the car losing its balance, everything.
That's why she's so fast.
Yeah.
But I got a new list race car, so
Really?
I had nothing to worry about.
I think I know what it is.
It's a bad unit. But you
Is
don't
it the
wanna
black
line up
one?
next-
What do you mean by that?
It's white. No,
It's Maddie's
It's gotta
car.
go nines, bottom nines.
Have we seen it yet?
Oh,
I
you've
know what
seen
it is.
You know what it is. It's just gonna have
All right, I guess
to.
we'll find out tomorrow.
Up, day of, and you're gonna go, oh.
You know it's tomorrow.
Shit.
It's tomorrow.
I don't have it ready for tomorrow.
Oh, okay, all right. So I got to get on that list first.
We're gonna try to open up these tables in the computer. Now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get in the binary file.
Damn.
This is beyond, like HP Tuners gives us the tool we need to get into it.
We're getting to the O's and ones.
We're getting into where nobody's been before.
Okay.
So got a guy working on that now, much smarter than me. And then one thing I'm gonna tell you is, obviously, with this car, with it being leaner, when we put fuel in it, it is going to probably slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be drastic, but it is going to slow us down.
But it's safer.
It's safer. And
Yeah.
it's just, it comes down to, you know, down here in Florida, we're at 102 kPa of barrel pressure, so we have better air than elsewhere. So we need a little bit more fuel. you know?
But the air's thick right now.
It is kind of
It's thick and heavy.
It is kind of thick. So
Yeah. I mean, she's a lean girl, but you know, this air's thick, and we
Yeah.
don't like thick.
So well, what I'm saying is, so don't, if the power numbers drop, just understand.
No, they
that's-
will, because we're putting fuel in it.
Right.
100%.
So, yep. So that's what we're gonna work on right now.
And he's changing the binary file to try and get more
Correct.
oil pressure.
So I
that
sent him the tune file for this car, and he's going to try to dig through it and find there's an oil pressure control table. So where we're going to try to have it to where, say, once it reaches, say, 300 foot-pounds of torque,
Yeah.
it's going to go to just a max oil pressure.
Yeah.
And so if we can pick up another 20 or 30 pounds of oil pressure, that would really make me feel good.
And it's probably that would probably slow down even too, and that might even rob a little bit of
Slightly,
horsepower.
Yeah, slightly. But I'd much rather have an engine that's happy and healthy versus having lower oil pressure.
Really wanted that 1,000 horsepower today, Matt, but looks like the video's cooked, honestly. Now I haven't had to change all my titles for all my videos. The description did not match the vehicle. No, just kidding, just kidding, Justin.
All right, well, you got to remember, we're talking about the tire.
What about it?
So if we're making 900 plus right here, we're 1100 plus up here.
That's true.
So technically, you're actually a little light on your titles. You know?
Yeah, it's true. Dang, I should increase the title.
Well, I mean, that's
numbers.
YouTube, title 101 is it's flywheel numbers, not rear wheel numbers.
That is so true, isn't it? But I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to oh well. I'm having fun regardless, dude. At least it's a turnkey, nice freaking 950 wheel, right? Dang.
Well, it doesn't matter what that thing says as long as it goes fast in the track.
Which it does. I mean, it's an 8-second car. We just haven't gone an 8 yet. It's like 901 or 91. Matt decided before we do our next pull, since he's going to fatten her up a little and we'll probably make less power, that we better ice it down. I drove it here, and I'll tell you what, this water was not cold. It was hot, hot. This should help, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah. Should
Oh,
have
yeah.
time.
See, I always thought these things were snake oil, but no?
No, not at all.
It's still hot, and I put 2 full bags in. All right, round 2 for the dyno on the C7 ZR1. We got ice in the tank. Matt added a little bit of fuel, so I'm thinking it's gonna make a little bit less power, but it'll be a lot more healthy. Let's run it. Thing's cruising. 933. 933. Sam, this thing is loud, isn't it? Holy crap.
That thing is loud.
So on the last poll we made 918, and this one we made 933, and we added fuel and we iced it down. This torque number is wrong. It's definitely making more than 850. Said it was making 459 for torque. It's obviously making way more than that. But what's nice is this grab, it's making a lot of power like through all the RPMs. Means
RPM range.
when you step on that gas, no matter where you're at, you're gonna start moving. How you feel about that one? What was our oil pressure at, most importantly?
Well, it comes up like we commanded it,
Yeah.
but then it's just going to go back down.
Like it's weird. It just drops. So like that valve must close or something. Or?
No, the valve is being forced to stay open now.
Oh, it is.
So, yeah, thanks to our buddy Justin White.
So it's just the engine. Oh, Justin White, you said?
Justin White got us the table that we needed, got it adjusted, but this actually could be a little bit of oil windage.
Hey, shout out to Justin White, dude. He got into that code. He fixed, well, he's doing the ones and zeros to get this thing making oil pressure without us even touching the engine.
But so we were actually down on boost a little bit, so I'm going to work on fuel a little bit more and try to get that boost back.
What was our boost at that run?
That one was 18.8.
Oh, dude, we're down 1.75 pounds of boost. That's just from adding fuel, you think?
Yeah, so when I add fuel, it causes, because it's a torque-based car, when I add fuel, the car knows it's making more torque.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's actually trying to control torque. So now I've got to make an adjustment to get the boost back.
So what was our Lambda that run? It was 93 before.
Yeah, so that one was 78.
That's a lot healthier. That's in our 12 range.
It is. So we can lean it out just a touch, but yeah.
Awesome, dude. Making solid progress. I'm glad you're here, dude. You're freaking goated. Now, we've only got 2 bags of ice left. How do you want to manage that?
Oh, dude, we're fine.
You want me to put one in now, let it soak on it?
If you want to, I mean, even then, we were still at 137 degree temp, so yeah. Which is not terrible considering it's probably, what, 100 in the shop right now?
Yeah.
Forgot my water tank back here.
Yikes. Solid. So we're going to do another run on the dyno here in a bit. Mac's going to make some adjustments because we dropped from 20.5 to 18.7 pounds of boost. The computer's fighting itself, and so that's why we got Matt Sanford here to make those corrections on the HP tuners. He's going to make his adjustments, and we'll get it iced down. We'll do another rip.
Well, so the good thing about oil pressure is we need it as a cushion between the rod bearing and the crank.
Yeah.
So usually you break engines at peak torque. So the benefits...
Our peak torque is
we
somewhere right here in the 4,500 range.
Right. So like 4,500, we actually picked up like over 20 pounds of oil pressure right there. So
But
we have
just because, what's his name?
Because of Justin White.
Justin White got in the code and opened that bypass valve for the oil manually.
Yep.
So now we're making oil pressure really where we need it most.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible. Dude, what a genius.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think it really hurts us too, doing this at the hottest part of the day.
For sure.
After I drove the car an hour here.
Yeah. So one thing I just noticed is the temperature is actually off on the dyno. So the reason why that's bad is because it's, what, 100 degrees in here?
100%.
So the dyno actually uses a correction factor to where it would actually show us real world numbers of if we were at this temperature. Well, it doesn't understand that we're as hot as it is. So
And the humidity's, you think the humidity's 30, 20? That's probably accurate.
No, it's got to be way higher than that.
Think so?
Yeah. So we're actually not getting the correction factor that we need out of the dyno.
So you're saying I'm getting robbed by this?
Correct. Yes.
This is unbelievable,
It should
dude.
be correcting the number higher because obviously
Our humidity's higher, it's higher temperature,
Right.
higher pressure, everything. All right, so we're gonna altitude. Our altitude's probably, I think it's 30 feet above sea level here.
So this is looking at DA just like what the drag strip does, you know?
Right. So did you make any changes to the tune on this one?
Yeah, this one I pulled just a touch of you.
You leaned it out a little bit? You leaned it out a little bit?
Just a touch. And then I increased the torque limiters to where it's more accurate. So
Okay.
that
So that it should make more boost.
Yeah, the boost should come back.
Got it,
If
got
you
it.
notice when we had those two overlaid, where the boost actually fell off, it actually made less power in the first run.
Yeah.
But we had more in the mid-range. So this run, the boost should come back.
I'm kind of fired up right now. We just made some changes that I feel
Yeah, it's positive results.
positive results. Engine explodes. All right, run number 3 on the C7 ZR1 at the Cleater dyno. All right, Matt, let her rip. Damn. 982 horsepower, 930 foot-pounds of torque. Now that is a lot of torque right there. Most importantly, we need to understand what the oil pressure was that run.
Oil pressure at peak torque was 65 pounds.
I like the sound of that.
Up top, we were still 48. But
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least where the torque is the greatest, we have the most oil pressure.
You know, I've seen my oil pressure at about 17 peak run before, so I'm okay with 48.
Still down on boost though a little bit, so
Yeah?
I still got probably got another pull or two to make.
Really? What were you at?
That one was still about the same, about 18.8 pounds.
Really? Man, I wish we had more ice.
Oh, I'd be fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He says we aight. Okay. I love this shit, dude. Woo! Matt, we never pet the Dyno Marlin. That's our freaking problem, dude. Call it out before the next run. I'm an idiot. How did I forget that? Who said 983? Wasn't that Victor? I think Victor or Sam said 983.
Sam said 993.
I know, but I think Victor said 980.
We're gonna try half a degree of timing.
We are,
We'll see.
my man, dude. Sprinkle some on the laptop. All right. She is a little heat soaked, but it's all right.
And it may pull it back out due to intake temps.
True.
But traditionally, we'll usually see like 30 horsepower per degree when the engine's really happy with it. So I figure half a degree, we were 18 horsepower
Did you
off.
mess with that torque?
Yeah, well, me pulling fuel automatically does that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dyno Marlin. Didn't like it. It's hot. Hot. 977. We went down. Dang. It's not as bad as the first time, though. Did you make any changes for this next run?
Just pulled a little bit more fuel and then pulled that half a degree of timing out.
You took it back out?
Yeah, if it didn't gonna pick it up, there's no sense in having it.
Right. We doing this thing?
I think so.
Let's do it. Oh, I gotta pet the Dyno Marlin. So you just pulled more fuel out of it. That's all you did. That's all you did is pull more fuel. Horsepower, 892 foot-pounds of torque. All right. IATs are 156. Damn. We came up from like 120s when we were putting ice in it. All right. You can't fight that. 30 degrees more.
I mean, we're 127 degrees at the mass airflow sensor up there.
That's hot in here.
It's hot.
Yeah.
So,
It means it's 120 degrees when it's pulling it right after the air filter.
yeah.
That's crazy. Oil pressure okay?
I mean,
the same.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, we still have good oil pressure where we need it. So
Okay. Boost?
boost is back up 20 pounds.
Good. So, I mean, it should, once we get those temps down, this is a 1,000 horsepower car all day long.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Easy, he said. I mean, for it to go up 30 degrees on IATs and still be only losing 5 horsepower, I mean, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I said we call it
track.
Yeah, finish the tune at the track, he says. Alrighty, I'll bring the laptops and we'll get some data, go from there. Appreciate your time, dude.
Yes, sir.
Ella, how was your weekend?
It was good.
You do anything for Memorial Day?
On the boat.
You went boating? Where?
Boca.
Nice. Oh, did you go to H2O Fest? Was it packed?
Yeah.
There was like probably what, a couple thousand boats there. We went up to like the Aquapalooza one, which is like north of Sarasota, and it was pretty chill. But could you even hear the music? Yeah, you can't because there's so many boats, and you can't even like swim to the middle. It's crazy. So in my last video, I asked you guys, and I asked Becca as well. I was like, what should we talk about with patients? And so Sam had a good point. Like a lot of times when people come in and we're having a conversation about like where they're at and where they want to go. When this patient came in, he was like, I want to replace this missing tooth. He's like, I have one extracted and I've also had one root canaled. And he really didn't understand the difference. So like, this is a perfect example right here. He has a missing tooth here in the upper left, and then he's got this molar right behind it. You can see it right here. He's got a missing tooth here and a molar right behind it. Now he has two teeth that have root canals, and you can tell because they have these white lines. It's a root canal is basically a filling inside of the tooth, right? So they remove the nerve, and then they put a filling inside of the root that fills that nerve canal basically. And so you can't feel anything. I've got two root canals, and right here on these two teeth.
Oh, hell no!
From an accident that broke off in when I was boating. He came in because he wants an implant here, and then he wasn't sure like what exactly a root canal was. Like, is the tooth still there? Yes, actually, the tooth is still here. It just has a root canal on it, so they did a filling inside of there, right? Wouldn't you say that's a pretty common misconception? People think they have a root canal, but they think the tooth is missing,
Yes.
but it's actually still there, right?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people, they have no idea what it actually is meaning or what it happens.
Yeah, so the tooth's still there. You just remove the nerve and do a filling on the inside of the root, right? So you don't have feeling in the tooth, but it's still the tooth. Now, he also has this missing spot. So what we actually did for this guy is we put in a implant like this into the bone here. And the most common question I get about implants is, do they hurt? Wouldn't you say, like, how bad is this gonna hurt?
Yep.
And what's the right answer to that?
I mean, generally it doesn't. I have an implant myself. So
Yeah.
it's like, I think I planned for the worst because you have no idea what is actually happening. I still was like back then. Now that I've been working here, it's like you understand it a little bit more. But I had no pain afterwards, but people think it's going to be, they're having something screwed in, that it's
What's the
gonna be
worst
bad.
part? Probably the extraction, right?
Yeah, the extraction was the most painful when
Yeah.
I had that done, for sure.
And we can get into it more about, like, placing an implant at the same time you extract and yada, yada, yada. But usually when we go to place an implant, all I do is numb the gums because there's really no nerve endings in the bone where you're placing the implant, right? So, like, I use the analogy of hanging a TV on the wall. Like, I'm trying to find the studs, which is your bone. I drill a pile of the hole, and then I place the implant, and there's really no pain. Usually if there's pain, there's something happening, like the implant's infected, or something like that.
Yeah, at the 2 week, they usually will come back and be like, they don't even realize it's in there. That there's something outside of something missing if they had a missing tooth. But
Yeah, and I want to show them this example too. Like, this is an example of a dental implant right here. This is a big one. This is like 3/4 of an inch long. Normally they're like 1/2 inch long. This is like a big example. Obviously, this is not realistic, but here's kind of like, there are kind of three pieces, right? You got the crown on top. You have an abutment, which is kind of an interface between the implant and the crown, but it's internally threaded, right? So you can screw parts on and off of this implant. And once it's in for life. So if you have a missing tooth and I place an implant to replace this missing tooth like this one guy has, and I put this one crown on it like this, let's say something happens and, like, he gets in a car accident or he's ripping his dirt bike with his kid and busts all his teeth out, you can actually unscrew this crown off this implant and screw in other parts. Like, so, we could put more implants in and then connect them all together. So they're basically miniature helicoils that you can put parts on and off of. I don't know, I just thought that was cool. So, like, he could transition to something like this that's held in by 5 or 6 implants. Well, that's kind of it for this video in the dental stuff. If there's stuff you guys want to know more about in dentistry, I've got tons of questions in the comment section about what y'all want to know in regards of pricing, pain, you know, what to do, because they may feel lost, or even if you can't afford it. So hit me up in the comments and let me know, and I'll address some of your questions in the next video.